Hello, this is Jacob Taylor for Operating Systems Assignment 2, Forking Processes Emulating a Shell. It's fall semester 2022. So, Dr. Abid, I was not able to complete the project because I've been running into a lot of issues with learning to use C++. Um, but I'm going to go ahead and take you through the code and show you what happens when I do run. Okay, so we have our starting variables, things that we'd like to use later in our code. Then once we enter our while statement, we print our working directory. Then we get input from the user. That input gets taken into a tokenizer, which we can print out for the user, and which I haven't taken it out for basic uses. Like obviously you wouldn't have it all the words written out for the user, but I've been having trouble, so I liked keeping it in for testing purposes. Then this is something I was fiddling with to take the token and put it into a variable so that I could then use it in some of my if-else statements. And so after that, that's when it goes into the while loop and prints out anything else that user had inputted. And then that's where I've been running into my issues. When I can't tell, I don't think, I'm like pretty sure it's not recognizing this fork, because if it ever did, I have never seen this in here, which I've also just kept that inside of it to use it as like have written here a code run check. That's just me testing to see if that line ever makes it through the program, or you know what I mean. But haven't ever been able to get my program to print out these location checks. It seems like every time I run it, it just skips over the fork. It just yeah, it just seems like it skips over the fork, and I'm not sure where I'm messing up. I haven't used C++ before, and I've been having a really hard time comprehending C++. And so I want to show you before. This is all that I have to turn in before I come to office hours on Mondays to ask for help in understanding this. But I've recently even just been getting a new error. So after I compile my content and then I run it, say I did this, I've been getting a segmentation fault, which I'm not sure why I'm getting that now. Because earlier when I was running it, and I wasn't sure what I've even changed, but it was after I'd run it and I would try to use a command, it would just this is for the test, but it would just put it for some reason in front of this, and it wouldn't ever hit the what's it called, the fork. Every time it would just go ahead and repeat itself, and I couldn't understand why. And then I tried doing it a little again, but then I started getting these segmentation faults, and I've honestly just been having a hard time using C++, and this was all that I have to turn in. I felt like I understood the idea of forking, but I feel like I understand the idea of fork, especially with how much material I've also looked up in trying to figure out how to get my code to work, but I just am having a hard time actually coding in C++. I don't think my issue is with the idea of forking or the theory behind it, but I'm just having a really hard time with the C++. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.